Whether you're watching this video in the bitter cold of winter or in the sweltering heat of summer, there is never a bad time throughout the year to buy some accessories for the Tesla Model 3. So I've gone through and kind of compiled the list of everything that I've bought for my Standard Range Plus, so none of this is not gonna work on another model. This works on all Model 3s, and some of these are a little bit more beneficial for Standard Range Plus owners than others. Everything I've kind of got along the way, the odds and ends, kind of put everything together for this video so you guys can kind of clearly see some cool ideas and examples of just cool products to pick up and use on your Model 3. I'll leave everything linked down below to keep things simple. And if you do decide to purchase through those Amazon links, know that you're really helping out a small channel like this one. So thank you very much in advance. Let's jump in to the first item. So first things first, it might not be the most exciting or flashy item on the list, but floor mats are important, especially, again, if you're like me with a Standard Range Plus. You don't get floor mats with your Tesla, and even the ones that come with the higher end models are good, but maybe they're not quite your style. You can pick from a number online. I went with the Taptez floor mat models. In full disclosure, they did send these to me to check out, but after using them in my car for about 4 to 5 weeks, honestly, I have to say they've held up really well, and I really like them. It's about $100 right now on the Taptez website, and what you get for that is a floor mat for the driver's side, the passenger side, and a big long one for the back. These floor mats are cut really well, they fit nicely, they're easy to install, remove, and clean, and they also just look nice. They're subtle, there's no flashy logos or anything distracting. Again, it's floor mats, it's not flashy, it's not cool, but it's important to have some good ones and the ones that you can clean easily and ones that will protect your car no matter what the weather happens to be. Like I said, I like them. I think they're a good value for $100 especially. I had bought what I referred to as kind of the baby floor mats, just some kind of generic ones from Costco. I swapped them out for the Taptez ones and I really like them. I'll leave them linked down below. They're simple, they're black, they're clean. You should probably check them out. Next up, since we're already kind of on the ground level of the Model 3, what about foot pedals? So if you get a performance Model 3, you get that nice aluminum brake pedal and the accelerator pedal, which is not an option on the other models, but luckily, Amazon to the rescue, there are some options. I picked up some alternatives on Amazon for about 10 to 15 bucks. Essentially, it's a replacement aluminum brake pedal that replaces kind of the stock one that comes with the Model 3. And then for the accelerator pedal, it's like a aluminum cover that kind of goes over the pedal. It's a little tricky to get installed, but once you get it installed, it looks nice. There's a little extra kind of grip for your foot when you're pushing either the brake or the accelerator. And also just kind of gives a little class, looks a little nicer, looks a little bit more sporty. Aesthetically, it's a little bit more pleasing, and I think it looks super cool. For 15 bucks, it was kind of a no-brainer for me. I love the way it looks in the car, and 2 thumbs up for me. 15 bucks, you gotta do it. Next up, let's talk screen protectors. And I know you guys are probably thinking, I thought the same thing. Why do I need a screen protector for my Model 3? That is like a permanent screen. It's not going anywhere. It's not in a pocket or a purse like my phone, hitting against keys and loose change. But if you've ever had an issue where there's just too many smudges on your screen or the sun is just kind of glaring right off the screen, you can't see something while you're driving, that is an issue that you definitely want to avoid and something that I kind of ran into that I did not like. And I actually just went on Amazon and bought, I think, the cheapest Model 3 screen protector I could get. It was just kind of a simple piece of plastic. It was glossy. You get what you pay for. It was cheap. It was garbage, and I just ended up getting rid of it. And I got this new one from Amazon. It's like an anti-glare, anti-fingerprint coating on there. It's just a simple film layer that kind of goes over your Model 3 screen. And what's nice about it is it's pretty simple to install. It keeps it free for the most part of fingerprints, and it does a good job of reducing glare. Obviously, you can see from this B-roll, it doesn't do a great job, though it's a little bit worse on camera than it really is if you're actually sitting there looking at the screen. But it's nice if I'm supercharging during the day and I don't want the sun right on the screen, and especially just keeping it clean and keeping the sun off while I'm driving, trying to look at navigation. It's been a nice thing to have, but I do think it's nice to have something that'll kind of repel the sun and fingerprints off your Model 3 screen, especially for about 15, 20 bucks. I'll leave it linked, of course, down below. Next up is another not so flashy item that you're probably not scouring Amazon for, but it is nice to have once you have it. This is a little organizer from Taptez. It's 10 bucks. It sits near the front of the Model 3, kind of at the frontmost part of the center console array. And it's just a nice little organizer. You can put change in there. I put my keys in there. There's just like a little space for keys or a wallet or sunglasses. And then there's also a nice little cutout for the charging adapter. So I do a lot of charge point charging during the weekend, and I'm always kind of having to look to see where that little adapter is. This just makes it super convenient. It sits right there. It's always in the front. It's always in its little cutout, and it's just nice to have. Again, 10 bucks, keep things clean in your car. Why not just have a little organizer to keep things a little clean and simpler inside your Model 3? Another accessory I have loved since day one, and I think Tesla should make this standard in the Model 3, it's a wireless charger. There's a couple of these, you can get them from TapTez on Amazon. The one I have is from Nomad, and it is just a godsend. It's so nice to be able to charge 2 phones in the Model 3. It fits perfectly where the phones are kind of already supposed to go in the car, and you don't have to worry about running cables, you don't have to make sure your phone is plugged in. It's all wireless charging, and it all works so simply. There's not a whole lot else to say. It's really nice to have a wireless charger. I would not be at the least bit surprised to see Tesla implement this into the cars, maybe in Tesla Model 3 V2 or the future of other Tesla cars. Wireless charger is just nice to have. It's convenient, it's relatively affordable, and you should definitely check one out and get one for your Model 3 if you don't have one already, because why plug in? It's gonna be 2020, just wirelessly charge and you're good to go. Another accessory that's a little bit more aesthetic than anything else is the center console wrap. People go back and forth on which ones they like, a solid black one, a white one, a carbon fiber. I personally like the carbon fiber one that I have on my Model 3, and if you wanna see an install video on how I got it installed and kind of the whole process, I'll link to that somewhere up here. But there's a number of these you can get. I got mine from EV Armor, that you can get them on Amazon, link down below. I mean, there's a bunch of different colors, different textures. They're all a pretty simple film to kind of install. If you can install a skin on your laptop, your tablet, or your phone, you can do this one. It's not too difficult. And it kind of gives your car a little bit more character. And as I talked about in those other videos, the plastic in the Model 3 center console is just so easily scratched. It's a fingerprint magnet and a dust magnet. It's nice to cover it up and keep it clean. Definitely would recommend a center console wrap if you don't have one already. Of course, a bunch of options linked down below to your choosing. You can choose the color that best suits you and your car. Another thing that's not so flashy and not so cool that you might not think about until it's a little too late is a good drive for Sentry mode. I did a whole video on how to set up Sentry mode on a Windows or a Mac, another video you guys can check out. And in that video, I talked about the importance of drives. When I first got my car, I just plugged in a flash drive I just had lying around, and it worked, and I thought I was good to go and I was fine. I know people who use SD cards and micro SD cards, and you don't need to go out and spend a ton of money on any good drives, but just remember that your car is constantly writing to these drives, and if you ever need to go back and get that dash cam footage or that Sentry mode footage, you wanna make sure your drive is reliable. So I have linked down below a couple different options. I'm using a portable SSD these days. A lot of people love the Samsung ones. There are some more high performance flash drives you can use as well. Not kind of a cautionary tale to warn you to use one thing or another or anything like that. Just make sure you have a good drive for Sentry mode, make sure you have decent space, and make sure it's a reliable drive, something that you can count on that won't get corrupted or won't fail when you need it most. Definitely important, and I'd recommend you check which drive you are using. And last but not least, all these accessories are cool and all, and I've linked some more down below. But what about the simple things? What about a nice stocking stuffer? These Hot Wheels you can find on Amazon, or if you're lucky, at grocery stores, 99-cent dollar stores, stuff like that. And usually if you can find them there, they're like $1. I think this was like $1.50 at my local supermarket. I found a Model S, I've been on the hunt. There are Model 3s that you can find, but apparently there are a number of Tesla Hot Wheels that you can find. If you wanna buy one on Amazon, which I'm almost contemplating doing because I cannot find the Model 3 one, I'll even link down below. But there are a bunch of little things like this that you can find locally that are just kind of fun to have, and it's not gonna help your car, it's not gonna do anything, but just to have a little representation of your car kind of on your desk by your side is something kind of cool. If only I could find the Model 3 one. If anyone has a blue Model S though, there is a Hot Wheel edition of that as well, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested. All right guys, and that's it. Just a very simple video to kind of showcase some of the features and accessories of things I have installed in my Model 3 and things I really do enjoy using pretty much every day. Of course, there are always things I want to add on to this list and things I want to get and things I want to change and do, and I'll keep you guys updated with that process on this channel. Of course, if you're interested in anything I talked about, I'll leave a link down below, and again, shopping on Amazon using those links really does help this channel, and I appreciate that, and I thank you guys in advance. Like always, lots of new videos in the works. I appreciate all the support, all the comments. You guys are the best. And thank you so much for watching this simple little video on cool accessories for your Model 3. If you guys have any suggestions on things I should add to my car or things you want to share with other Model 3 enthusiasts, like what accessories you guys like, leave it down below. We'll talk about it. We'll pin the comment. We'll chat about accessories. But that's going to do it for me before I keep rambling on even more. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.